Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I'm going to show you the future of supporting. I'm not kidding. This genuinely might be the future of the position 4 role, and it is Morphling. Morphling's win rate is one of the lowest in the game right now, so why am I making a video on like the worst hero in the game? Well, it's actually not. People just don't understand it, they don't know what the hero does, and as a result the win rate tanks to the ground. This happens a lot in Dota when patches come out, and so yeah, we're going to talk about Morphling, what's pretty good about the hero, and why you should consider it as a Dota hero. So first things first, we're only going to be looking at the flow, which is where your primary attribute is now strength, and attribute shift can accelerate his cooldowns. But what's really weird is your cooldowns are only faster if you're low on strength. So the whole point of this build is that you don't do any right click damage, but if you're low HP, you get really low cooldowns. Including when you turn into an enemy, you also get their low cooldowns. So let's say you're playing against something like Zeus, and you turn into the Zeus, you can get 50% CDR on Zeus, or in this game, Timbersaw. And we're going to see how this plays out. We're going to be watching rank 10 9 class, support player for Tundra. On top of that, go sign up to the gameleap website, guys. I'm posting new content over there almost every day, and I'll see you there. Yeah, I mean, this hero is also a good laner. If you look at it here, you're really high HP. The only problem is you have no armor, but you hit for a very staggering like 68 when you're full strength. He's not right now, but you hit for a nasty 68. He's against Undying, who's reducing his damage his entire time as well. Also, this hero's innate. Basically, you get 50% of stat growth every half level. So when you get half a level, you actually like gain stats. It's pretty cool. You're going to be buying a wand on this hero, and he actually doesn't buy tangos initially, which might seem insane, but you don't need it. Basically, all you do is you go down to 0 strength, and then you shift a little bit back up, and you're just chilling. Then from there, you shift all the way back up to max strength, because max strength gives you max damage, and you'll see right here, 62 damage, and he's missing 8 of it. So this hero at level 1 hits for 70, and has 1200 health that you can just recycle over and over and over again. So this hero is actually insane in lane. So this hero could also probably be played as an offlaner. I don't think it could be played in the other roles. Maybe position 5 is fine too. But yeah, essentially it's very easy in the laning stage. Let's get to the fun part. But yeah, it's just shift up and down, up and down, up and down, and use your infinite HP to abuse the laning stage. On top of that, the magic wand, you want to use it when you're also at full agi, because it's going to give you the most possible HP back. So don't just pop it randomly, only pop it when you're actually going down to 0 health, right? That's going to give you the max value. But yeah, this Jug just can't trade with him. He's just hitting for 76. It's just so goofy. Like, this is a pretty good lane, you know? It's Jug Undying. It's no joke. This is no joke. It doesn't matter. He's just 1v2ing them, just kicking them out of lane, blocking the pole camp, you know, day in the life of a Morphling support. Okay, a couple other things to talk about for this hero that you guys should certainly know. Number 1, waveform is what you want to max, and it does 50% of your attack damage when you hit them with waveform. So in this case, it's going to do 45 extra damage, and that's pretty good. You know, in the early game, that's like no joke. So waveform is just a very good ability. It's absolutely what you max. And then when you're on max strength, you generally want to use your E, which is the stun one, because if your strength is 50% higher than agility, the max stun is dealt. And this is up to a 2.4 second stun on a 10-second cooldown. So you can imagine why this is pretty good as well. Unfortunately, if you're going for the low cooldown build, you can't do both. Otherwise, this would be completely OP, because you have to have high agi to get the CDR. I tested this in a lobby, it's really weird, but basically early game, you're not even thinking about the CDR, you're only using your high strength to get in the way, frontline, tank ganks, and yeah, just deal damage, because frankly, you actually hit hard, and waveform does a lot of damage. In terms of items, you're going to be buying a Null Talisman, Wand, Arcane Boots, and then he actually rushes an Octarine Core. And you'll see why this is fun very shortly, because trust me guys, it can get very exciting. And actually, the first example is immediately showing up right here. He's going to go on the Timbersaw, and he's at currently full agility. Actually, it's not full agility, I think you only need like 25% strength to get the max bonus, and the max bonus is 50% of the CDR, right? So you notice when he goes on this Timbersaw and he turns into him, when he Qs, it's a 3-second cooldown. 3 seconds. The ability is 6.5. And then the chain is a 2-second cooldown. And then your abilities, your waveform, is like a 7-second cooldown. And then your nukes as well are low cooldown too. So your damage nuke, your damage adaptive strike is incredibly low cooldown as well. And then when you go with this chain, like boom, 3-second cooldown. That's like literally a 3-second cooldown. He can chain again. Oh. Isn't this unbelievable, guys? Like, I saw this, I clicked on the game, and I'm like, there's no way this is actually good, right? And then I'm watching, I'm like, wait, he's actually just carrying the game. Like, Okay, and then he did that. And what's really, really fun about this build is you might look at it and say, oh, it's an 140-second cooldown at level 1, this shit's like completely unusable. But no, that's not true, because it gets affected by the 50% CDR. So it's only a 70-second cooldown. And that's what's so insane, right? You'd think like, okay, I have so much downtime, this doesn't work because it's just inconsistent. But that's not true. It's back up, and he's going to look for the Timber Saw. Waveforms aggressively, turns into Timber. You get the full HP pool of the enemy heroes. You're incredibly tanky. And he actually is able to easily chase this guy down because you are just a better version of the hero. Your chain is like a 0-second cooldown, and he actually solo kills the Timber. Which, I mean, that's their mid-hero, guys. I know they're winning this game, and people are going to look at this once again and be like, oh, it's a stomp. But he dumpstered his lane. A big part of the reason why this game is so OP is his Beastmaster offlane is top net worth. This is a very greedy laner that's not good in lane. It's definitely not that good against Undying in lane. I would argue Undying Jug is quite good against Beastmaster in a lot of ways. And so it just goes to show he wins his lane and then just wins the early fights. Very good at warding because you have disengage. If you want to go ward a hill, no problem as he turns into Timber again. And typically in every game, there's going to be like one hero you want to turn into. It could be like a Puck. It can be Timber Saw is obviously probably one of the best in the game. Something like Tiny is obviously incredible. Maybe if you're against the Clockwork, turning into him is good. Hoodwink could be fantastic. Wind Ranger seems totally fine, just a ton of power shots, a lot of wind runs, just infinite mobility. So there's a lot of potential here, right? It's solid. And the plays 9 class is making at this point of the game is pretty unbelievable. Also, what's pretty cool is you're really good at farming because your waveform is such a low cooldown, right? 50% of the 12 is a 6-second cooldown. And as a result, what you get is a situation where you can just waveform around to kill camps. Yes, you're only hitting for 32 damage, but it's okay. 2 waveforms is going to clear a wave, and as a result, you can get your farm up when there's nothing happening. But in this clip here, another turn into Timber Saw, nothing new, chops him down, the huge, and then he's able to use the remainder of this infinite mobility on Timber Saw to chain over, come, try to kill the Jug. I think he eventually gets him when the spin ends, just chops him out, waveform onto the Undying, kills him, and it's another one team fight. And I actually wanted to see him turn into the Undying this game, because especially when he gets Octarine Core, I can just see this infinite potential with, as he finds the Timber Saw again, I can see this infinite potential with Decay, infinite low cooldown, Octarine Core cooldown, like there's just so much potential here. And what's really broken about this strategy is once you hit level 12, it goes down to a 75-second cooldown with Octarine Core. Without Octarine Core, it goes down to a 100-second cooldown. However, once you get the Octarine Core plus the Morph, it's actually nearly a 0-second cooldown. Which, I mean, guys, like, literally when this Morph ends, because it lasts a long time, like, it lasts a long time, right? So when this ends, as he kills off the Hoodwink, it's basically back up. Ends, 6-second downtime, guys. And so what's cool is at this point of the game, like, he is actually turning into the Undying. You just spam this Decay. It's a 1-second cooldown Decay. I mean, that's like unbelievable, right? It's a 1-second cooldown Decay. And if you turn into something like Lina or Rubik, you can one-shot creep waves because your waveform is low cooldown, the Fade Walt's low cooldown, so you can just farm. And so there's just infinite options. Like, there's no way that this isn't good. He's also skilling stats now, which I don't know how I feel about that. I guess because of the fact that you don't have right-click items, you don't really have that much agi. The Adaptive Strike isn't too good, but I don't know. I can see a line where you just max this anyway, you know? You can use it defensively if you get gone on as well to push people away, so I think it's okay. I can see why he's maxing stats, though, just to be, like, infinitely tanky. Okay, and if this isn't the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen, I don't know what is. Look at this. It's not a permastun, but man, is it close. The wind run is actually perma. It's actually perma wind run. This is actually ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay, he actually might die. No! Oh, he buffed back. Okay, but alright, I just had to make a video on this, guys. Like, this build is just so cool. Like, the fact that it's definitely good, this patch is great, guys. Like, 7.36 just continues to fill me with new surprises. We had the Veno Jungle last video, we had the Morphling, strength, cooldown reduction. Just remember, you have to be max agi for the CDR. Don't get that mixed up. If you're max strength, you will not get any cooldown reduction, and you will be very confused why it is completely useless. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Hit 'em up. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the gameleap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.